It's Dr. Toker. I'm here for a little health tip. And it's going to be on macros. I don't know if y'all heard the rage of macros. You know what a macro is. You just may not know the term. So it's basically food is made out of protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Those are called macronutrients. And some hipster out there thought it was real cool to count your macros, man. But anyone who's paying attention to their diet knows there's a certain amount of protein you should have, a certain amount of fat you should have, and a certain amount of carbohydrates you should have. You may just not have ever called it a macro, and you may not actually know what those proportions are. Part of signing on to our diet is that you're going to learn some of those things so that you, for the rest of your life, once you're done with our program, will be able to maintain your own good health and the health, hopefully, of your family. That's what knowledge is power. Okay. So there are macronutrients and there are micronutrients. Micronutrients are basically your vitamins, your minerals, salts, and those kind of things. Those are all important things that are only required in small trace amounts. And then macronutrients are required in large amounts. So the human body uses energy to even just to lay here, to breathe, for your heart to beat and your brain to function, takes energy. That energy's got to come from somewhere. It's going to come from the foods that you consume. And if you're not consuming any foods, it will come from stores that are present in your body. And so the average American has tons of stores. Trust me, that's why they come into the spa trying to lose weight, okay? So our goal in life is to adjust our macros to create the body that we want as opposed to the body we're currently staring at. So you are what you eat. And your mom told you that. Her mom told her that. This is so true. You are what you eat. If you want to have a high metabolism, lots of energy, those two things require water and muscle mass, right? So that means you got to drink lots of water. You got to eat lots of protein. Lots of protein you must eat. I don't care what the source of your protein is necessarily, vegetarian versus animal, but you got to eat a lot of it, okay? You have to drink lots of water. The next substance is fat, and a lot of people will go on these fat-free diets. A fat-free diet is actually dangerous for you. Fat is what we line our neurons with, right? So fat is critical. It helps your brain function. It helps chemical reactions to occur. It helps your eyesight. It helps you absorb vitamins. So you've got to have some manner of fat. All the cells of your body are fat-lined. It is a lipid molecule. That's what we mean by that. So fat is critically important to biology. And so you can't consume a zero-fat diet. That makes no biologic sense. Now, the type of fat that you consume is extremely important. So you want to deal in a world of non-hydrogenated fats. A hydrogenated fat means it's been chemically altered in a lab. Hydrogen atoms are added to the fat. When that is done, it's done to preserve food. So it's a food preservation process. The problem is your body doesn't recognize what to do with hydrogenated fat. And so when it's in your body, it really just becomes fat in you. And you have a hard time metabolizing that fat because it's hydrogenated. I mean, like you've altered things in a way that's now fighting against you. So you do want to have fat in your diet. You just want to make sure it's a naturally occurring fat like olive oil or whole fat dairy products. Have healthy fat in them, believe it or not. Avocados, healthy fat. Fish, very healthy fat. What's not a healthy fat will be animal meat fat, less healthy. You want to trim as much of that off as you can. That's not really helping you. That's only turning into fat in your body. So you want to have a healthy fat so your neurons are working better. So therefore, fish, olives, avocados, coconut oil, good for you. And again, whole fat dairy gets a bad rap. Whole fat dairy is good for you. Egg yolks, very good for you. How did that get a bad rap? I wish I knew. But so those things are good. The fattiness marbled into your T-bone, while yummy, trim as much of that as you can, because that's excess. You probably don't need that much. It's a little too much, too buku. Okay, so that's fats. Carbohydrates. All right, so here's the issue. The issue. Your body actually does not need exogenously consumed carbohydrates. I said it. There are chemical processes in your body that allow you to convert protein into a usable energy source and fat into an energy usable source. Carbohydrates just kind of go along for the ride. So you don't need your carbs for energy to work out. I promise you, you don't. Your body is storing carbohydrates in your own muscles through something called glycogen. So every time you eat a granola bar before you go work out, you've actually negated the whole point of working out. Your body just burnt that granola bar instead of your fat, and didn't work its muscles. You see where I'm going with that? So carbohydrates are going to naturally tag along with the foods that you eat, but you really should make a conscious effort to avoid unnecessary carbohydrates. What is an unnecessary carbohydrate? Well, sugar, for one. You don't need sugar. Granulated sugar is the devil. I am a sugarholic. Okay, to anybody who knows me knows I am a sugarholic. Can't help myself. I was denied sugar. Okay, I'm gonna blame my mom right now. Don't tell her. So my mother's a dentist. You can probably tell. I have decent teeth. That meant no sugar was in my home. You can ask my brother. My brother and I are both totally, like, we don't drink, so we're not alcoholics, but we are sugarholics. Oh my God, don't have anything sweet around me. I will eat it all. Ask my children. They hoard candy. Halloween, oh, I take a mom tax in a heartbeat. That's how I got fat. What can I tell you? That is how I got fat. Okay. Anyway, so stay away from sugar because it is the devil, okay? And honestly, if you avoid sugar and artificial sweeteners, because they have all the same bad effects as sugar, maybe no calories, but hormonally they do all the same bad things. So stay away from sugar and sugar substitutes. That's the number one thing that you could do to improve your health. When you do those two things, you will find that food has a natural sweetness to it because carbohydrates are in there. I mean, fruit has a ton of carbohydrates. Fruit is really super sweet, unless you just downed a bag of gummy bears. And then when you eat an apple, you think, not so sweet. But don't touch sugar for a couple days and then eat an apple. You tell me, right? There's a lot of sugar in that apple. So there's your carbohydrates. Now, I would tell you this. If you eat nothing but fruit, you're eating too many carbohydrates. And you can't lose weight like that. So a good general rule when it comes to non-animal protein, and we're not talking about fats anymore, we're strictly talking about carbohydrates. Those are going to be found mostly in your fruits, vegetables, and grains. Okay? You'll want to consume more vegetables than anything else. All right, the fruit pyramid, completely wrong. The food pyramid is evil. Like, this is how we all got fat. Have you seen that? It's got like bread. The whole bottom thing is grains. You can't do that. That's too many carbohydrates. Stop it. You need some of that, but not all of it. You need the fiber. Okay? So you should be doing carbohydrates that contain fiber. And you should be doing complex carbohydrates, which means it's a long chain molecule that is a carbohydrate. Your body will break that down into little increments, and your body can turn that into naturally stored sugars such as glycogen. So, okay, do that. But don't do refined sugar. Stay away from the white starches is what we tell our patients in the weight loss program. So don't do rice, don't do potatoes, don't do sugar. If you stay away from those, don't do wheat flour like bread. Okay, if you stay away from those things, that's a low enough carbohydrate diet for you. Now, in our weight loss program, we do make people keep track of the carbohydrates just to make sure they don't go off the rails. But a good rule of thumb is 1 grain serving per day, not corn. Corn is used to fatten our cows. Why do you think corn is not made to fatten you? Right? If you're trying to lose weight, please don't eat corn. Corn is yummy. I get it. But if you're trying to lose weight, corn's the devil. Okay, so sugar's the devil, corn's the devil. Okay, so, all right. So the carbohydrate that you're going to get if you're in a good health state, clean diet, just trying to maintain things, is 1 grain serving. So oatmeal or quinoa is good. You can do, if you're not trying to lose weight, you can do rice. If you are trying to lose weight, don't do rice, okay? You'll want to do twice as many vegetables as fruits, and so I would restrict your fruit to 1 or 2 at the max servings per day. And if you're going to do fruit, do a low glycemic fruit. Typically, that'll be the berries. So blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. Apples have a pretty low glycemic index. Tropical fruits are pretty high in sugar. They're really high in fiber too, so I'm kind of torn. The colorectal surgeon in me is like, oh yeah, eat your kiwi fruit because it's awesome. Very high in fiber, by the way. But it's got a glycemic index, so just, if you're trying to lose weight, then stick to berries and apples, to be honest with you. All right? Anyway, so that's what macros are. I know you've heard the term thrown around. You don't have to buy a $30 book to learn that. So there you go, free information right there. All condensed in 11. That's as fast as I can talk too. And I even told a couple of stories. It's awesome. Look at me, I'm getting better at this. Anyway, if that little macro tip is helpful, there'll be more coming. I post them all the time. So what I would tell you to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the little notification bell thingy. That way you know when I post them. It might be something interesting. I'll venture out from health from time to time and, talk about other things as well. But right now, we're talking health. All right. Find us on Facebook and go to our website. Check us out. Sign up for our VIP membership club, man. You might get something on sale. And you might get notifications when we have stuff on sale. That's kind of fun. Anyway, hope to see you soon. Learn how to count your macros. It's very, very helpful in staying healthy. Talk to you soon.